Yo, it's Guido coming at you with a Tactics Talk. Welcome back in. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate the support of the channel as always. All right, let's talk about out ELCing the ELC. But we'll back it up. You can see that there is an ELC. There's also a EBR on the other team. We have a Lynx and a 4190, myself and the 4190. No Tier 9 light tanks. One thing you'll see very good players do is when they assess the match, they take a look at it, and we're here on Himmel's Prokofka-Dorf. They're going to take into account all the rest of the tanks. To a large extent, I don't always let the enemy team composition dictate what I do. It's part of the calculus. But it's the match, it's the matchmaker, it's the tanks on the team. It's all that put together, plus your tank. So what do I know about this map? Well, I know I'm on the south spawn, so that changes some things. There's places I can go. There is one place you can go from the south spawn in a light tank that's extremely good that the other side doesn't really have an analog for. I think you probably know what it is. On the 1-2 line, there's a place where the north spawn can go that the south side doesn't really have an analog for, and that's the magic bush up top. Both can scout the middle pretty well. Both can use the bush line, especially in a tank like the ELC, along the 2 line. So when I look at this, I go, well, do I really want to surf the middle? This is not a great tank at it. They do have an artillery. They've got a lot of tanks. I'd be trying to duel an EBR 75 FL10, and I just really felt like that was not a great thing for me to do. So I don't want to do that. The 1 line bush is better for their side, plus it's an EBR. Also an FL10. An FL10 can come raging down the 1-2 line, get close enough to light me and cause me problems. Plus I don't have the magic bush at E1. I can go to some bushes further back at like H or G1 or so. They're okay, not amazing, but again I still run into the problem of being out-scouted by the ELC in terms of its camo to get closer to spot me. So it's a bit of a tricky situation on this map. So what I decided to do is this. Let's go. I'm going to take my scout to a place I know their scout's probably not going to go to. / can't, because it's not a spot it can really use. And actually, interesting thing is, I'm going to get in the bush, and I think you know which bush it is. We'll show it to you when I get there. You sort of can get there in ELC, but you're also relying on the enemy team not getting up into the bowl as much. So it's extremely dangerous for an ELC or a small light tank from the north spawn to go there. Plus, it's hard to get into without being spotted. It's much easier from this side. Now this is a pretty big tank. To be honest, as I was coming up here, I wasn't 100% sure I was going to fit in it. But test run, I just wanted to find out. I bet I knew a while ago when I was playing this tank a lot more, or larger scouts. It's just been a long time really since I played a whole bunch of the 4190. So this is the bush I'm talking about, this little bush line right here. Okay. And now I've got to try to fit in this thing, and I'm getting a lot of good lights. And as you can see, as I'm kind of wiggling around here, and now I'm thinking, oh, I think I am fully in that bush right there. So we get all kinds of lights, guys coming up. I thought the Char was going to get so close that he would proxy light me or just see me. A little bit surprised. I'm glad he didn't come up and over. That would have been the end of that, and we wouldn't have a video today. You know, a lot of times when you do stuff like this, and I make videos, there are some counters to it, and you know, when that happens, obviously I don't make a video of it. So I'm not telling you this is the greatest bush of all time and that you will increase your win rate by 25% by doing what I do. Still though, I think this was a pretty good decision. I'm not raging around in the middle. I'm not trying to outduel yet an ELC. We'll get to that in a minute. Because as always, the other thing good players do is they assess the continuing match and where it is they need to be. For the moment, I'm getting some spotting. It hasn't started racking up yet. But I like that I have a good number of guys on the 5-6 line. Notice the Sturf K and the other guys down there. Very important. If you're going to go spot a place, you got to have dudes who can take shots. If there was nobody there, I might need to bail out of this a bit earlier. Then I catch the WZ. He wants to cross over, and that's going to give the dudes way behind me there up on the hill, the Progetto and whoever else is there with him, shots on that guy. So now I'm starting to crank up some damage on these dudes. The CS59 gets hit. Now the CS59, I didn't check his stats, but he knows what's going on, and we'll know this in just a minute. The WZ-120 is just, I don't really know what his plan was. He gets down into the city, he's just taking an absolute beating. That's just beautiful. He does see the guy shooting at him. I guess it's an STU-A1 behind us. We're starting to crank up the spotting. We've got 2,311. But every time these dudes come any kind of upwards, they get hit. Finally, the Charfooter gets hit. He sat in that bush a considerable amount of time. In fact, he's going to get there in just a moment again and sit there for a while. But we're starting to get some nice advantage on the enemy team. Not huge. Looks like we're up some hit points, but I'm really beating up this flank. And so, as I said earlier, you want to assess when you need to change things. And I'm already looking at this and starting to think, all right, I'm going to have to go find the ELC. I'm betting he's over there. They've killed the FL-10. All right, good. So now the center is not as big a deal. We did lose. No, we haven't lost our 6x6. We will in a minute. Broska's over here asking for help because more than likely he is being pushed by the ELC and can't get anything going on. Notice the CS-59 and the Charfooter, one of them anyway, is running off, and that leaves the IS-6 here with these two dudes. And I'm starting to think now, I'm like, all right, I need to get out of here pretty quickly. If we can kill off this IS-6, that's fine. Watch this, the CS-59. I'm watching him aim at me. Ooh, he went through one bush, and I think, uh-oh, that's not good. Is he going to take another shot? Kind of watching what he's doing down there. Another shot goes by. Now I'm looking at him going, oh boy. And he's going to pick in between the first two shots, and he nails me. Whack. So now I'm thinking, okay, is he going to do this again? It looks like he backed out, and based on what he's doing, it looks like he wants to leave. I'm thinking about putting a shot into him. But it's going to get me immediately lit, and he's ready to shoot me. So let's just wait a second. There he goes. He's heading off. Dives down. All right, fine. So all those pieces of information. FL-10's dead. Most of what was over here runs away. STA-1 just moved up. It's only an IS-6. It's about time to get out of here. Unfortunately, I get lit doing that. That was dangerous. Oof. There we go. One more little bit of spotting on the CS-59. So I need to go dark. I don't want to get too high up on the hill here and let the guys down below like the M103 shoot me. So we'll just sort of do that, do a little wiggle jiggle, and we'll head on out. All right, now the plan is to see what I can do against the ELC. The 1-2 line needs help. It's all well and good that I shut down this corner or this flank. Got some good work in, 3,961 assist, all good. Let's go see if we can do something about the ELC. I see the Barask. He's in the bowl right there. He's been asking for help, so let's head over that way. Not worried about the EBR surfing anymore. The ELC is now spotted. Oh, good. All right, so he's right there. Now I know where he is. Unfortunately, he gets in and kills off the Barask. And as you can see in the battle, we're actually kind of losing now. So decent job over on that flank, but we gotta get some of these guns over here. I got a Char and a T95, a couple Chars and Arty. So let's see what we can do. So now we've got to try to out ELC and ELC. So we'll come in here and let's just take some looks. Let's see if we can maybe find this guy. We'll do a little ridge running right here. We're going to get lit. Is he right in those bushes? No. What I'm looking for is to get lit, right? If I get lit and he's not lit, then I know he's pretty close. And then I've got to rethink what I want to do. The 6x6 goes by. I'm going to head over this way, see what we can find. The G-Soar's looking. Maybe come back across here. Let's see if we can get rid of the 103. So I've kind of changed my plan. I didn't find the ELC. I don't want to just go down the bushes. He's going to outspot me, or at the very least it'll be a mutual kill, and I'd really like to not do that. Let's try to clear the 103 out of the middle right here. If we can get rid of him, then we got something going on against the IS-6B and the rest of them. So we'll come over here, see what we can do. Maybe a shot on this guy. No, the 103 takes another hit. All right. Take a look at the IS-6. What do we got? Oh, look at the ELC. ELC just went into the bowl. Okay. And I got lit, unfortunately, so he's going to see me coming. But he's in the bowl. Let me see if I can get up here and maybe start taking this guy out. We'll bail out a little bit, head down south, and then cut back across. And I'm really hoping he's still in that bowl because I'd like to jump in there and take that dude down. So we'll head over this way because he's hurt, right? He's a one-shot. So now all I need to do is find him and get him out of the game, and we have a huge, huge advantage. This is still in the balance, right? It's 3 tanks gone from each side. We're actually down some hit points. So I need to make something happen. Let's take a quick peek. Is he here? Oh, we found the Barask. And the EVA 90. All right, so the EVA 90 runs off. Spotting on the Barask. He dies. That was excellent. Good kill. Still, though, the EVA 90 is the guy you want to get rid of. Trying to avoid the 155-51 nuking me. All right, he bails out. And I'm starting to feel like, based on what I saw him do, I think he jumped in one of those bushes. So the plan is to dive into, in just a moment, into this bowl and see if we can't proxy light or get close enough while protecting ourselves. Now this is dangerous right here, and I didn't get lit, which was pretty awesome. I expected to. I figured really what I was going to have to do was get in here and get close enough to proxy light, or maybe my CVS gets a light, and I can dive back down fast enough that I don't die. So we'll come up. Oh, found him. There he is. Ooh, I took a hit. So I got greedy, right? That was a mistake. I lit him and should have left him lit. Got 3 guys lit. He decides to come after me. This was a huge mistake on his part, because I get him dead. Fantastic. So now the ELC is dead. I have a CVS. We have a huge advantage over here on the 1 line. I just want to make sure that I don't get pushed and killed. Got to be careful here, because going too wide and the Foch is going to have shots on me from that hill up there. What I really like to do is maybe get away, but I'm thinking, you know what? Let's check this out. Let's see what we can do. Take a little peek. What do we got? Maybe we can do the CVS thing. Aha, perfect. T95 is backing out. And I'm not quite sure that was me. That may have actually been the char footer. And then I see the 103. All right, yep, we want to close him down if we can. Just forward a bit. See if I get lit. Doesn't happen. A little bit more. If the 103 comes up high enough, we'll try to kill him off. Thinking about leaving, but I don't. Let's use the ELC maybe as a little bit of armor. Let's get up in here. There we go. See if we can get some CVS action. Not seeing anything yet. I'm expecting the Sturv K maybe to make another poke. They've been keeping the 103 lit. Was sort of hoping the Artie would close him out so we didn't have to worry about that guy anymore. Got to be careful of maybe the Suma or the T95 just trundling forward and proxy lighting me. So I'm watching in multiple directions right here. I really want, there we go, that's what I want. Side of the turret. Shot, dive down. I actually don't get lit. So we shut down the 103. That clears up the 5-6 line. I didn't get lit, so I'm going to go right back to the bush, and now my plan is to sort of creep through the bush. You want to do this very slowly, just enough that the CVS gets lit. There we go. So we get the Suma lit. Fantastic. I'm not going to shoot. We'll just let him disintegrate from all the shots going in. Boom, there we go. 4,600. He's making a runner. All right, move up. He is backing up, so we'll just scooch. I know there's a T95 in here somewhere. I just avoid shooting. There's another 400. We're up to 5,200. There's the T95. He's right in front of me. Backing out. He's only got 137 hit points. He's trying to hide. Then I noticed the CS59. Unfortunately, that was a mistake, knocking that down. A little bit surprised nobody didn't just shoot down the tree line. That's one thing you can do when you see people creeping through those bushes and you see the poles go down or the trees. Just shoot straight down the line. I take a bit of a chance here and I don't get what I want. He actually dies. I fire as he dies. I'm like, oh, that's probably got me killed. And then I knock another tree down. So none of that little sequence was very good. I did not need to kill him. He was lit. They would have got him eventually. So now we're going to creep forward slowly. Staying on the right side, we find the Foch. She's up there. Boom. He's gone. 5,732. Just nice and slow through the trees here. There's quite a few tanks left. I'm a little bit curious if one of them is trolling around the middle over here. And we find one in a place I didn't really expect. Now the char's coming up, and now I get a little more aggressive, and I knock another thing down like a Muppet. There we go. Find that guy. I'm not going to fire because I don't want to get lit. We'll sneak forward, sneak forward. Pretty soon here, we're going to find the one that surprised me. There he is. Holy cow, the Panzer 58 Mutz is sitting right there. Holy. And I thought initially, I'm like, is he on my side? Oh, holy shit, he is on my side. They're right there. Bank, bank. Taking hits. Boom. Gone. Alright, there's the Suma again. Makes a little run, knock another tree down, whatever. I've knocked so many down at this point. So we can squeeze in here, and now guys are just dying right and left. We'll come down low. And it turns out, I think the Kunze actually is over there behind me, as I recall. Not 100, I think so, yeah. So the Char is sitting over here. We come all the way this way, and I get kind of unlucky here. We got 5,900 assist. It ends up being 6,600, I think, something like that. Yeah, I come up here. I'm like, all right, we're gonna. Oop, oh boy, gun depression, gun elevation, something. Shoot. No, armor not hit. I'm a pro at that, man. I am a pro. Boom, he's dead. And holy cow, the Kunze was back there. So if I'd have kept pushing in there, I'd have got another decent amount of spotting off of that guy. Showing 6,296. I think it ends up being patrol duty. I'm trying to get in here and get that guy lit before the T-95 does, so I can get more spotting out of it. But I think the T-95 just, yeah, the T-95 just nukes him. He doesn't get away from the T-95. Trying to get that snap. Oh, bummer. And down he goes. T-95 nukes him, and it ends up being a win. Over 6,000, close to 7,000, well, mid 6,000, I guess. Spotting 389 with a couple kills chucked in there. Just my thought process on this map. I love this map because it is a map that you can do that kind of thing on, especially in a scout. Just it's really the thinking man's map, wide open enough that where you go really matters. There's no real funnels on it. There's a couple sort of funnels, but not really. And if you like to think, this is the kind of map for you right here. So there's my thought process, why I went where I went, thinking about early on where I'm going to reposition, all right, per the plan, which more or less it went according to plan to a large extent, which is nice, doesn't always. There, putting the tank where it could do some good work, trying to avoid getting countered by their tanks that do a lot of the same thing, while at the same time being effective. There you go. Let me know what you think down below. That's all I've got for today. We will see ya.